What's going on, Scorpio? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a great week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really does mean a lot to me, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. Now, the theme of this week's monthly spread is going to be business, Scorpio, and all the ways that you can just manifest all the abundance that you're looking for in life. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just good energy all around here, Scorpio. Now with this spread, I'm going to be going until Higher Self says stop. We're just going with the flow here, Scorpio. And just so you're all aware, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings. We're just working with the energy. So apply them to people as they make sense for your situation, Scorpio, okay? And then lastly, the decks that I'm using. This one I'm shuffling is an OG deck. This is Aleister Crowley's Thoth deck. And the Oracle deck that I'll be using is the Anatomy of a Witch Oracle deck. And I'll include links for these decks and other decks that I like using down in the description box below. So definitely check that out if you're interested, Scorpio. So, ooh, Scorpio. Ooh, happiness and fortune. Word. Wow, Scorpio. This is actually really cool. Let's get into... I'm excited. Let's get into your reading. Because this is an interesting combo here. 5s and then 10s. Let's talk about these 5s first. Because with the... I think the last time I did... Sidebar, Scorpio, before we get into it. I think the last time that I did a business spread, Pisces had something similar like this where it was like a couple of 5s, and I was like, Pisces, I think you're caught in like a 55 here. So Scorpio, you might be caught in a 55 here because I feel like we're frustrated and we're feeling a little defeated. You know, I feel like maybe for some of us, you know, maybe something happened in the past where maybe we were thinking about a promotion we were thinking about trying to get, and maybe someone else maybe got into that position, or maybe we were thinking about even starting up a business and maybe something didn't take off right, or maybe we've gotten it cooking, but maybe we're hitting like some snags in the road. But I feel like that maybe you've been in this place here recently, at least with business. Maybe it's just been just kind of like back to back to back to back, just like stuff going down. You know, it's like as soon as you get one fire, you know, put out 10 more fires come up there, Scorpio. And I feel like it just might be in this place of where you just might be either feeling low at your wit's end or some kind of weird, a 55 combination of the two, which is not pleasant. You know, but Scorpio, what is pleasant, and it's an interesting, it really is, it's like night and day, this contrast here, because down here we have 10 of Cups and we have the Fortune card here, Scorpio. And so I'm wondering if with what's going down here so far, I'm wondering if it's just like, if it's maybe like a planning thing that's maybe something's going down, or maybe it's like maybe the co-workers, possibly if we're working in something, or if we're managing people, maybe it's like, you know, managing people have not been going great. But I feel like Scorpio, if we're in this place where either like your job or maybe your own maybe personal business isn't giving you the satisfaction or maybe yielding the rewards that you were expecting, I would say possibly for some of us, maybe it might be time to look for some other options. You know, maybe this is something where we're trying to force ourselves into being into something that doesn't quite fit to us, Scorpio. You know, I'm wondering if some of us are maybe thinking about with whatever we're doing in life, Scorpio, with business, you know, I'm wondering if you're tackling this thing, if this is something that you actually want to do, you know what I mean? Like if you don't, like what I mean is that when you started this, maybe business venture or working with this thing, where I understand, being about like the money and stuff like that, that's important. We all have bills to pay, food to eat, and then, all that good stuff. But if it's getting to where it's affecting like our emotional stability, Scorpio, I'm just wondering if this is worth being in this energies right here. Because here's the thing. You can have all the financial stability you want, and I'm not don't misunderstand me. I'm all about making it rain, but I am also about what's our guiding force. What's our north star when we're going to pursue anything that we're doing. If we're going for money, it's just like is if okay, if we're in this situation right now and our initial thought was, we're going to make all this bank and stuff, how's that working for you? And it might be too, Scorpio. It's like, because it's not saying, I'm not even saying like what you're doing, let's say for like your business or whatever, isn't your calling. But I'm wondering if maybe even how we're going about it may not resonate with you. This may be something where we need to work in a little bit more kind of like heart and a little more feeling into this. Something that it's feeling both our financial needs and our emotional needs as well, Scorpio. There has to be a balance, because I feel like that. And we're going to talk about this fortune in a minute, because I feel like this is going to be a little more profound even than I thought. But, when we think about that balance, between finance and our happiness, really like our purpose in life, I don't see why the two there has to be like a compromise. I feel like we can work in both together. It's just how do we do that? And it's figuring out, how to make that work here. Because the nice thing about the Wheel of Fortune when it comes to our destiny, just like how I have to shuffle the cards and it has to get, it has to get pulled, we have to do something with our destiny. And if this is what's driving, if we've been going against what our calling is and doing things that haven't been resonating with the Scorpio, then of course this is what we're going to feel. And then it's going to seem confusing because we haven't taken the time and asked ourselves the important questions, like, why do I feel frustrated? I think that sometimes, or too, Scorpio, this is something that I've been noticing, or something that's got brought to my attention. How, and this, I'm not saying this is you, Scorpio, but just for an example, have you ever been in a place, a place of work, or even maybe watching people work, where I have like a work in like food and beverage and stuff. And I remember back in the day when there'd be times when we, if it was kind of slow or something, might be a group of us, or I might see, group of people kind of gathered, and, they're kind of talking about like all the ways that they would improve this place, and, how management sucks, and, all the, if they were owner this, and blah, 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 machines don't work, just, really just a whole party over there. And then they'd go about their day and still coming to work frustrated and defeated, but not doing anything, Scorpio. When I feel like that, it's something as, really as simple as, if you're not satisfied with what's going down in your world there, then adjust something. Take actions towards stuff. Because Scorpio, we're all guilty of it. Because I believe me, I was there too. Even when I was thinking about that, who was I talking with about this? I think I was talking with Cancer and Leo about it. But it's the wildest thing, because it happens so frequent, and we are in control of this destiny. It's you. Just take a look. Next time you're just in your environment, just like start paying attention to those things. And if we're seeing stuff that doesn't make sense, or just doesn't resonate with you, Scorpio, then I think that it's time for you to start thinking about initiating a change. And and if we have our own thing, if we have our own thing too, maybe finding ways to to breathe some kind of fun into this stuff, because where I'm all about the business, you know, what's that saying? You know, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. And I feel like that's where we need to get at, Scorpio. You know, I feel like maybe some of us like breathe in a little more just fun and a little more just pleasure into your work environment here. This is one of your cards, Scorpio. Do some detective work. You know, tap into your energy. If there again aren't things that aren't resonating with you, fix that. Because imagine, look at, if we've been pouring our energy into things that we have that don't resonate with us. Imagine when we pour energy into things that we actually love, Scorpio. Imagine if you decide to 10 of Cups. Imagine the stuff that can get done. You know, the fortune that would come from that, Scorpio. I really feel like this could be a whole other ball game here, more. And you could really, really reap a lot of benefits here. Because here's something too to think about, Scorpio. If we've been feeling frustrated and defeated, and you know, it might be looking like we may have to either start fresh or even just like, you know, if we have to do some new things, implementations in general, you know, that's a good thing, because with your energy, when we put out old things, then that allows new stuff to come in, and then we can breathe some life, and then hopefully we're not nearly as frustrated, and we can start getting some victories, you know, there, Scorpio. But it is something that at some point, you know, whether you own a business, in a business, whatever, absolutely, all that. Come on, Scorpio, let's look at the energy you're bringing me here. We have to take action, because let me I'm not coming at you, Scorpio. Let me tell you a little bit about the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands, and again, I know this. Let me preface with this story. Again, I cannot emphasize enough. I'm not telling you to just quit your job. You know, if you're in a place where you can and you're not feeling happy, dope, do it. But if not, you know, let's get some resumes out there, or maybe let's start implementing some new ideas. But either way, let's start taking action, because with the Ace of Wands, I remember back in the day, right before I even started doing like YouTube and stuff, there was this job that I was at. Great job, you know, nothing wrong with it, like as a company or anything, you know, really great people. But I was doing something that I was in it for the money. You know, if I'm being totally honest, I was in there. I just, you know, at the time I wanted to make a bunch of money, and sure, my paychecks were great, but I wasn't fulfilled with the work. Like I wasn't putting in half the effort that I normally do. Like I wasn't, you know, it wasn't working out. And then right before I, you know, was decided to put in my 2 weeks, I did like with this deck, oddly enough, I was like, you know, higher self, like should I go through with this thing? And I got Ace of Wands, and you know what? Have there been, and listen, Scorpio, have there been hiccups and stuff? Of course. But overall, I followed my heart, and things have been better. You know, things have been shaping up, because now that's how you control your destiny, Scorpio. If things aren't resonating with you, then you fix them. You do things that are virtuous to you. You do things that we don't compromise what makes us happy. You know, 10 of Cups, you know, this is Mars in Pisces here. When it comes to our dreams and stuff, we go at that with full gusto. Because you know what? It's really the strangest thing too when I think about it. You know, I think about when we were kids. You know, there was a time, like if you wanted to be I don't know, pick something, Scorpio, a taxi driving comedian. You know, you couldn't have told us that we couldn't do that back when we were children. And it's like, I feel like now, you know, as we get older, we put so many restrictions on ourselves when we shouldn't, because now we can do more as adults than we could as children. You know, before we had to wait for the adults to help us with things. But now we have all the tools we need, Scorpio. Let's go out there and start, you know, manifesting our own destiny, you know, creating what your legacy looks like, more. And you know, Scorpio, oh, hold on, Scorpio, we keeping those? Okay. Hold up, Scorpio. Look at that. Wow, Scorpio. Look at that. Man. Higher self is making it rain. Because look at that. Abundance, wealth, happiness, 9 of Cups. But if things are getting, if Scorpio, if things are getting in the way of this, and like really, because you can have, the universe is telling you can have it all right now. Literally. I just feel like we really check in, Scorpio, and if we're doing things again that are conflicting to how we operate, I feel like really making those adjustments and making space for all this abundance for you to come in, Scorpio. Because here's the thing too, you know, abundance can be more than just making a bunch of money, even when it comes to business. You know what I mean? Abundance can be, let's say for example, let's say you just happen to be out. You know, you started to make more space for things, start doing what you love. Let's say maybe you go out one day, quit your job. Let's just say you quit your job, and then you're going out to celebrate. And while you're out celebrating, you know, you bump into someone, just happen to get to talking, and then let's say you get to, you know, you'd explain your situation, and then, you know, the person's just like, well, you know what, I like your energy, Scorpio. I actually just had an opening for such and such. I could use someone like your experience. You know, it's, the universe can work for you like that. You know, that's what I feel like this kind of stuff here, Scorpio, this kind of stuff here lets me know that it's like, if we just let go of some things that just, again, that aren't resonating with you, that I feel like higher self will pay you back and then some. And sorry, I was like, how did I get off on that? But I was thinking about abundance, and it can be more than just the money. Like that person you met in the bar, you can establish rapport, you know, that's abundance, you know, or people even talking about, let's say if you own your own business, and, you know, let's say maybe it's not like taking off right now, but you got like your loyal following, you know, of like customers, and it's like, you know, that can be abundance, because even if we're not helping millions, you know, if we're even helping even like 5 people, that's 5 people. That's 5 people whose vibrations you're helping raise up. And I know that may seem kind of small to you, but it's big to them. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's I hope this is making sense, Scorpio, because it really, I feel like for your reading, it's you really, the world is your oyster, it seems like right now. It's just like it's getting out of our own way. I'm not sure if we're stuck in our heads about some things or what it is, but the Princess of Swords can be very kind of like self-sabotage in a sense, like her energy. It's just like, you know, I feel like, you know, if it seems too good to be true, then maybe you're the type that like it is, and then we're just walking away from opportunities when it's like, wait, Scorpio, we're throwing abundance at you, but you keep turning your back. You know, I feel like that might be and I'm laughing just because I feel like as soon as you realize this, Scorpio, it's going to rain anymore. Because higher self is feeling generous. You know what I mean? Like really, you know, you're my third one so far, and of these business readings that I mean, yours is definitely the most lucrative. Keeping that one. So follow that there, you know, Scorpio. I feel like anymore. Okay, we're done with those. So I feel like with the Knight of Wands popping up, you know, if we've been, you have all this energy at your disposal here. And my thing with the Knight of Wands is he's the type that if he's not being thoughtful with it, if he's just pouring his energy into stuff that makes him feel like this, then of course that's just going to lead him to burning out and not feeling pleased and fulfilled in life. But if he were to chase after this 10 of cups, you know what, your fulfillment, you got 9 and 10 of cups. You know, I feel like that this is really emphasizing here, Scorpio, as well, you know, like follow your dreams, you know, what is something like, dig deep down. There's got to be something that's calling you, you know, that feels like your purpose in life. And that's where that's when that need is being met, man, there's going to be more wealth. This is like, all this stuff is shaped like the tree of life. You got a whole forest of trees of life growing in your world, Scorpio. It's just, it's deciding when to take the action, when enough is enough of this frustration and this feeling down and stuff, and, you know, taking it so that, because here's the thing too, you know, we may not be able to control a situation. Let's say it's like, well, Justin, I don't have any control over this. Like, okay, but we can control how we feel about a situation. And when we get an understanding of our feelings, then we can make more practical decisions. You know, we can operate from a more functioning place, if that makes sense, Scorpio. So just something to ponder when we're going through our business, because yeah, yours is phenomenal. Oh, so just something to keep in mind here. Yeah, yours, Scorpio, I almost feel like it's coming down. The Fool's not here, but some of you, I feel like it is going to be like a leap of faith and really trusting that the universe, higher self, God, Jesus, Buddha, you know, however you connect to the source, has got your back. Because there's something cooking up in the mix here. And it really, I mean, it doesn't matter, Scorpio, whether you own your business, if you're working at a company, you can find happiness. It's just doing that. That's like, what am I trying to spit out? That's it. Just doing that. And you know, Scorpio, you got first card here, you got the memory card. And with the memory card, you know, I just feel like that these memories of feeling, what's up, sweetness, of feeling defeated and feeling strife, you know, and feeling just frustrated, and, you know, like just sort of like just like the same old, this gives me these 555 here gives me just like same stuff, different day, Scorpio. And I feel like it's time to create some newness, you know, do something that's outside of the box, you know, that's going to get you out of, if you're in this rut, Scorpio, get you out of this rut so that we're feeling more satisfied with stuff anymore. Okay. Because look at that, higher self is like, I don't even know where to start with this, Scorpio. Let's switch back over. Because, I mean, it really is dope. I'm going to put that to the side. Let's start here with your love card. Because the love card, because this could even be more than, are you doing what you love? Because maybe some of us, because that might be a question too. Maybe, Scorpio, I'm thinking with this love card, if we're not sure what we love to do, you know, or what our calling might be, or whatever, Scorpio, don't let that be where you feel like you're behind this, you know, you might be behind, or that, you know, like, oh crap, everybody else got it figured out, but I don't know. Scorpio, if anything, the fact that you're asking yourself that question is exciting, and let that excite you, you know, because now is the time. It's like it's like I was saying, you know, when you become a beacon for wanting something more and wanting newness and wanting to get out of that frustrated energy there, then the universe will start sending those energies back to you. And I really feel like that, asking yourself, do you love what you're doing? And I feel like that's going to give you the quickest answer for your next steps, you know, because I feel like in other decks, you know, I'm thinking about the Knight of Wands. This is the King of Wands in other decks. And the King of Wands is the type that, like, he's going to follow his passion, and he's going to get a game plan. You know, if we have a goal here, and that's doing what fulfills us, what we love doing. He's going to get a game plan, and he's going to go out and get it. So let that be your guide. And again, this is not, start it off as a hobby first, you know, just doing something. I just feel like even doing something you love on the side could even break up, you know, your this energy here, because at least you're not in that headspace all the time. Because if you're just going from work, imagine. Because usually sometimes what happens is when we're frustrated, when we get off of work, we're bringing it home. And if we have like a spouse or maybe like friends or roommates or whatever, then what do? We're still in that energy. You know, we're bringing it home. You got to decompress, maybe talk about it. And it's just like it's perpetuating. And then now it's in your space. And then now it's becoming a whole mess here, Scorpio. And we just want to get back to where we're breathing some fun back into your world. You know, giving you some reasons to celebrate. Because really all this abundance here that's coming at you, Scorpio, it's something that's, you could fund a whole festival with this abundance that's coming in here with this festival card. But it's doing the things that are worth celebrating, you know. It's because I really do. It's bizarre how I feel like how we can pour so much energy into things that we don't love doing, but then when we think about doing stuff that we love doing, we either don't have time because of said obligations, or, you know, there's some kind of excuse, you know. And I feel like it's time to change, Scorpio. Just like the seasons change, you, of everybody, of anybody, change is, you know, that's your bread and butter. You know, it is going to be one of those things that, Scorpio, when you emerge from this, you're just going to be just improved, new and improved, and feeling new and improved too. You know what I mean? And I just feel like if anyone can do this as naturally, you know how I talk about the school. Open up a school for how to go through transformative times in their life. You know, that could be your thing. You know, you're just like, you could be, you know, one day I just got fed up, and then I started a school for people who are done and being fed up, and then we guide people. You know, Scorpio, you know how you raise that vibration. It's intense and it's epic. And I think that that's something where it's time to take some of this energy, pour it in yourself there, because you really, the universe is, I feel like is going to reward you for taking these actions. You know, if we've been feeling kind of in a rut here, Scorpio, but it's, again, we have to, the fortune has been laid out, Scorpio. You know, it's here. We just have to decide when it's time to take action. So I like that, Scorpio, and I hope that made sense. You know, that was a lot. I really was just kind of just blown away by your fortune here. It's just like, Scorpio, just go get your happiness. So yeah, go get it. And if you like that, give it a thumbs up, and Scorpio, share this thing, because I would love all of you to just be just reveling in abundance and just having a big old Scorpio party. Just, you know, throw a festival. You know what? Funny story. I was telling Cancer last week, you know, my whole thing. Oh, and this will be nice too, because, okay, I've been social media, I'm getting it together, but I told Cancer on my other channel last week that it was either last week or the week before, and we were talking about doing like Cancerians in the park, where we're just going to get just a whole bunch of people. It's going to be a bunch of music and laughter and conversations. I think Libra, and then it turned into a cardinal party because I invited Libra, and then I think I gave Aries an invitation. Oh, I think Capricorn too. It was a whole thing, but now Scorpio, you're the fixed sign. I'm just going to have a zodiac party at some point. Why'd I tell you that? I don't know. I'm having a zodiac party, Scorpio, so just come over. I'm not even really sure why I told you that. Oh, did we subscribe? If you didn't subscribe, hit that bell button. You get notified when I release videos each week. We discuss social media. If we do this big old party here, Scorpio, bet I'm gonna be taking all the pictures and I'll have stuff to post. But I'm thinking about it. You know, it's on my mind. So stay tuned. And then lastly, while I'm talking about my other channel all the time, if you have any Cancer in your placement, maybe you want to partner up with a Cancer, go check out my channel, The Chariot and Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans and definitely talk about abundance. We actually had a nice discussion about abundance not too long ago. And all that housekeeping, Scorpio, down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise card so I can get you out of here. Look at you, Prince of Disc, making that coin. Oh, and I like that he popped up. I love him. Especially in business. Oh, I love him. And then you got the air card here, Scorpio. And Scorpio, let's start with the air card. Because I feel like that if we have been feeling restricted, if you've been feeling just not happy, you know, just like it's like I was talking, you know, are we bringing baggage home from work and, you know, just like feel like it's just like a constant complaining festival all the time? Or are we just dreading going to work every day? You know, if it's just like, it always seems like if there's not one fire, there's another, you know, whatever the situation is, Scorpio, you know, if we haven't been feeling free and if we haven't been, you know, just been feeling constricted, start thinking about some ways that we can start changing things up. Maybe even switching things up. If you got some PTO saved up or something, maybe go for a travel, you know. I feel that the air sometimes, that when we're looking for maybe, when we start thinking about destiny, you know, maybe opportunities or some ways that we might want to go about achieving happiness, or however that, you know, however you philosophize there, Scorpio, or get into your deep thinking. You know, I feel like sometimes changing up your environment too would be nice. And it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It's like going overseas or, you know, going across the country. You know, it could even just be, you know, maybe going, if you have a park you'd normally go to a different park. You know, just switching things up. You know, sometimes that can get you just kind of help free the mind up a little bit. But Scorpio, the biggest thing is get a game plan, you know, because of the Prince of Disc. I really do enjoy him because he's my card of if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And that's true, you know. It's I get not knowing what you want to do. You know, if you're like, what's your destiny? I get not having the answer right now. I'm not trying to put that kind of pressure on you. But it's the Prince of Disc just asks us to get thinking about those types of things, you know. Again, start with a list, you know, or maybe make like a vision board. Maybe even if you got someone close, you know, that you trust and you just want to bounce some ideas, you know, maybe just get a feel for like, you know, hey, you know, I really don't know what to do, you know, and it's okay to admit that sometimes, because it's like, I feel like sometimes we're so focused on achieving the monetary status and getting all the things that I feel like sometimes we don't take enough time out to think about what are some non-obligatory things that we want to do, you know what I mean? I feel like we have all the stuff, all your bills and responsibilities and stuff, those will always be there for you. But let's make some time for just some happiness. And again, who knows, Scorpio, with how this destiny is shaping up here, because you got both. You got some really fantastic cards here. You know, I just feel like that you can get really whatever it is that you desire, but it's just figuring out what it is that you desire and then making a game plan and going out there and get it. So whew, I like that, Scorpio. I think I'm going to leave it there. And I hope that made sense, you know, because it really was just like an abundance storm. And what a brilliant forecast. If someone was telling me, Scorpio, you know, it might be 55 right now, but there are tens, literally tens and nine and just a little bit of, we got 3 tens here and a little bit of, yeah, is that 9? Yeah, and a little bit of happiness for you at the end there, Scorpio. So just go out there and get your dream, Scorpio. But I'll leave it there. Stay safe out there. And really, Scorpio, you know what to do. Raise your vibration, especially if we're feeling frustrated now. Raise your vibration through the roof, because you're going to have some stuff that's going to be worth celebrating. And don't you forget about me, Scorpio. But yeah, stay safe out there. Keep raising that vibration. And I will catch you on the next one. Later.